Here's integrated 3, problem 12-41. It says, write the equation of the parabola that passes through the points -2, 24, 3, -1, and -1, 15. So you've just learned how to do systems of equations with 3 unknowns. So on this one, I don't know if you would really know to do this or not. I guess that's why you asked. But on this one, you're supposed to recognize that a parabola, you know the graphing form of a parabola is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, but the standard form of a parabola is ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard form of a parabola. So, and the homework help tells you to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug these ordered pairs into the standard equation, and you're going to end up with 3 equations in 3 unknowns, and then you're going to solve the system of equations. So in other words, you're going to find out what A equals, what B equals, and what C equals. Okay, so I know this looks bad, but all I've done here is I made a blank spot for Y and little parentheses for X, and I plugged the X's in where the X's go, and I plugged the Y in for the Y where the Y's go. Okay, and that's just the same exact thing that I did here and here. I just plugged Y in for Y, and I plugged X in for X. And then I tried not to do bad arithmetic, and I just, cleaned it up, squared out my numbers, and I ended up with these 3 equations. So they're not in any nice form, but I know that we have learned how to do system of equations. So here we go. So my favorite way to do a system of 3 equations and 3 unknowns is to I write down the 3 equations with one of these curly brackets, because that's how you will usually see them. And I just stack them on top of each other, like here's equation 1, here's equation 2, and here's equation 3. Okay, I just write them down. And then I look at them, and I'm thinking about doing, you can do elimination or substitution or equal values, but I always do elimination. And I always do it the same way if I can. I grab the first 2 equations, and I eliminate something. In this case, all I'd have to do to eliminate the C would just be to take the top equation and subtract the bottom from it. So that's what I'm going to do with these 2. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these 2, and I'm going to end up with 2 equations in 2 unknowns, because I'm going to have rid of all the C's. So I know it looks scary, but so what I did is I took these 2 equations, and I said, I want to get rid of the C. So in my mind, I didn't even write out all the steps, but in my mind, I just subtracted. I went 24 minus -1 is 25. And I went 4a minus 9a is -5a. And then I said -2b minus 3b is -5b. That's all I did with this. And I got this equation right here, and I'm going to do something else with that in a minute. So now I want to take this third equation and just do the same procedure here. Because these are all set equal with C, I can just do the same thing. I'm just going to subtract the bottom equation from the top equation. So -1 minus 15 is -16. 9a minus a is 8a. 3b minus -b is 4b. Okay, so we got through that. Now I just have another system of equations, 2 equations with 2 unknowns. So now I've eliminated C, and I just have A's and B's. So I'm going to do the same thing, but this one's not so easy. See, I can't just, I could subtract one from the other, but I wouldn't eliminate anything. So what I'm doing first is I'm going to multiply the top equation all through by 4, and multiply the bottom equation by 5. Why am I doing that? Because that'll eliminate my b's. So 4 times 25 is 100, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20, and 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And then 5 times 6, negative 16 is negative 80. So I just multiplied all these by 5. Okay, so all I've done is just, I made it so that these are going to cancel out. Now I'm going to add these two equations together, and I get 20 equals 20a. So now I know what a is. So that worked out nice and tidy. Now I just need to find out what b and c are. So I can plug in a into one of my two equations with two unknowns. So I plugged it into one of these equations here. Which one? It looks like I plugged to the bottom equation. So I've got negative 16 equals 8 times a plus 4b. So if you do that work, then you'll get that b equals negative 6. So all I did is I took the a and I could plug it into either one of these. I chose to plug it in here, and I found out b. And then once I've had a and b, then I just need to plug those into one of the equations, one of these equations that has all three variables, so I can find c. So I thought this one was the easiest to plug a and b into. So if a is 1 and b is negative 6, and if I plug them in here, here and here, then I can get c. So that's what I did. I said 15, a is 1, b is negative 6, so I had minus b, so minus negative 6 plus c. And I did that hard work, and I got 8 equals c. And then I know that a parabola goes like this, y equals ax squared plus bx. So I plugged a in there, I plugged b in there, and I plugged c in there. That's how I'm getting this answer. It's called curve fitting.